Hey everyone, it's Jamie and welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing a speed build that I actually built a while ago but never put on the gallery for some reason. I noticed this when I went to go take screenshots and I was like, wait, this isn't on the gallery, so it's now on the gallery. We're building here in Forgotten Hollow, which is still one of my favorite worlds. I know it's a very small world. And you know, I remember when I first got vampires, I was definitely like a little upset by how small the world was, but it is a game pack, so I guess I can understand, I guess. I end up using a lot of windows from Discover University as well. This build I'm not like super in love with. I really love the outside, and the inside isn't super bad. There's something about it that just isn't working for me, I guess, if that makes sense. Just something about it just doesn't seem to click. I don't know. I think because I was really looking at an image of a house, which I've lost that image. I don't know where it is. I also lost part of the speed build just at the end when I'm decorating. So in this one I did leave in the decorating inside the house and stuff. Yeah, lost it. Don't know where it went. RIP. But you see here, I'm just, using a lot of stuff from Discover University. I really like Discover University. A lot of it is very like 19th century feeling. It's not very super Victorian, so that could be a little bit of a problem, but I still like using it. Like I said, this was inspired, a mix of I saw a house I really liked, and then the home that used to be here had this kind of like, I don't want to call it an attic, but a third floor that was like where the library was. I definitely kept that spirit alive here. That's pretty much the only thing from the original house is here. So I originally had done like a renovation of the house that was here, but I just didn't like it enough. I liked the roofing, but the back of it was weird. I don't know if you remember, it's the one that has like the weird back porch that like goes into the bathroom and stuff. I don't know. So this one still does have a back porch that is accessible through what I ended up making into like the toddler's room, and it leads into the main kind of like the master bedroom, which to me makes a little sense. I feel like, the parents might want to be able to get to the toddler or the infant's room just in case there's an emergency or something. The roofing on this house is a little weird. I was trying to keep with the spirit of the original house, which had a lot of these kind of very gothic kind of pointed roofing going on, and I don't think it really works. This home's very weird from what the inspiration I was going off of, but I still do like this build. And I do really end up liking what I do with the interior. It ends up being a 3-bedroom house. It has the main bedroom, the master bedroom, the kind of, I made a toddler's room, and then like another room that could be used for maybe an adult, teenager, or kid. I did put a like full-size bed in there, though. I very rarely, I've noticed, unless I'm making a room for like toddlers or kids, like very rarely use like a twin-size mattress or something. I think that's just because like I don't have a twin-size mattress anymore. I did for most of my life though, and I honestly just can't like imagine going back to a twin-size mattress. And like I sleep alone in my bed, like it's just me. Like I don't got any pets. It's literally just me, and I'm like, yeah, I can't imagine going back to like a twin-size bed. So I'm like, yeah, no. I end up really liking what I do here with the roofing at the top here. You'll see, I'll delete it in a second, but I have this kind of like battlement, what you might call it. Of course, it's supposed to be fake. It's not real because this is supposed to be 19th century Victorian kind of inspired home, where it takes a lot of inspiration from Gothic. So there's a lot of Gothic elements, but it's not a Gothic home. I mean, but it is. A Gothic revival is very hard to explain sometimes, I guess. But yeah, I end up really liking what I do with the back as well. You'll see here I push everything in just a little bit more. And I think I did that mostly just for like how the house ends up looking on the side. And like I said, I didn't mention this. I have like this back door here, you'll see. Yeah, here I'm pushing everything back just a little. I end up liking, I feel like it gives the house a little bit more of a interesting shape. I homes in The Sims, when they're a little too square, just don't look good. So I feel like you always got to do something to spice it up a little. If I was super concerned with that, though, I probably would have added something here on this side here, but I ended up keeping it flat, except for later, not in the footage. Pretty much when I went back in to take screenshots, I ended up fitting in a chimney over on this flat side here. And I mostly just did it because, one, it felt weird to be making a 19th century home that didn't have a chimney. I was like, that's pretty unusual. How on earth were they heating it? So I ended up putting a chimney in. And then I feel like it also makes that side just a little bit more interesting, just because, yeah, right now it's very flat there. This home also, in my save file, this home was supposed to be, I guess, in the original game. This is the one that's covered in garlic and stuff. I ended up, for this, deciding not to do that. I'm going to use that for when I do get back to this part of the Sims 4 world. I'm probably going to make the starter home, because there is a starter home in this world that I'm going to knock down, build a different one. Probably going to end up turning that into, like, kind of, I guess, like, the vampire hunter home, even though, like, vampire hunters in this game, they just put, like, garlic up and then, like, throw the cure on vampires, but, you know, it's fine. That also reminds me, there's a starter home I built. I don't think I ever posted it here on YouTube, but it's definitely on my gallery, and a few people downloaded it. It was like a starter home for Glimmerbrook. Yeah, I ended up getting rid of that the other day. I just feel like the world in Glimmerbrook, with how the driveways work, you just really can't build something small. Like, you probably could, because they got away with it, even though I knocked down their starter home and, like, replaced it with a house inspired by the home from Hocus Pocus, the Sanderson sister home. Yep, that's in my save file, in case anyone was wondering. But yeah, maybe that's the only lot where you could really get away with putting up a starter home. But yeah, no, there's just something about how the oh my god, I forgot, driveways, that's what they're called, driveways. They're just so big that you can't really, I don't know, I just feel like you can't really get away with a starter home. Unlike here in Forgotten Hollow, which I also feel like Forgotten Hollow deserves to have these big, beautiful, old, kind of like Gothic Victorian homes. That's just like my personal, like, preference when I think of this world. I'm just kind of like, it should just be full of big, beautiful Gothic homes. I don't want to fill it with, like, poor people, small homes. I say that as if I'm not a poor person, but just my preference. I ended up struggling a lot with the stairs in this house, and ended up putting the main staircase away from, like, the main entrance completely, which I think is kind of fine. I thought it was a very interesting decision, and I don't hate it. I do think it's a little weird, but also Victorian homes tend to be very strange when you actually, like, look at them. They often have, like, a lot of, they're very maze-like. You're often described as being similar to mazes, getting, like, very confusing floor plans. I also end up on this floor putting in a second, like, there's 3 bathrooms in this whole house. There's one for the master suite, and then there's one just on the second floor, and then one on the first floor. There's like a half bath. There isn't a shower in there, but I do put laundry in there. You won't see it in this video. That's one of the things I went back and added later when I went to go actually take screenshots, and I had realized I actually hadn't uploaded it, nor had I also realized I hadn't, like, fully completed it. I totally did not furnish part one of the rooms, and was like, ooh. But that's one of the things I've been going back to a lot in all of my homes, the ones I'm putting in my save file, is adding laundry. And it's one of the things where if you don't have laundry day but still want to download, I mean, I don't know who's going to want to download my save file. Like, don't got that many viewers yet, but you know, if there's anyone who wants to download my save file, when it does arrive, one of the things is there is laundry day in all the worlds, in all the homes. But you can definitely, if you really want it, if you really like don't like laundry day or don't have it, well, if you don't like it, there's definitely a way to get around it. You just don't ever wash clothes. As long as you have the baskets out, they'll just keep collecting the clothes and you'll be fine. But I found with if you don't have laundry day and you want to download it, you'll probably be fine. You'll just have like either a bathroom with like a weird empty space, or in some cases I've had rooms that are just dedicated to laundry that you could definitely go in and be like, yep, nope, this is now, I don't know, a closet, or I don't know. I've also been doing that a lot with my bigger Victorian homes. I've been adding just kind of like closets that are for storage because I just think it's a little bit more realistic. Like I said, it's probably gameplay wise a little pointless, but for the sake of being able to use the space a little bit better too, because that's another thing. There isn't, I guess, there's a lot of things that are in real homes that you don't really need in The Sims, let's be honest, but are like nice to add in my opinion. I don't know. One of those things being like storage rooms, or like even just like laundry rooms. Like in The Sims you don't really need laundry rooms. You could literally just put a laundry unit anywhere, and like even if you have laundry day, like I have laundry day, I never really play with it. It's a very nice stuff pack, and I do like the boosts you get from it, but like I personally just don't need laundry day in my life, you know. I don't know how you guys feel about laundry day. It's just like one of those packs that's just really nice, and also it was like one of the community voted packs. It's like the community voted pack actually, and it is super nice, like quality wise, and like you do get a really nice buff from it, but you know, overall it's just like not for me, I guess. One thing I do hate about this house, I will say, is this floor plan on the second floor, or on the first floor here, is so strange. Like the living room, I don't really like the living room. If I could gone back, I would have maybe put the living room somewhere else. I end up using this room here on the right, this one that has like the big kind of bump out on it. And it's just like an odd shape, and it was hard to furnish, but like, I don't know. I was kind of into it, and I was trying to think, like, to be fair, in like the Victorian period, they wouldn't have to try to furnish a house with like TVs and stuff. So like, it would have been fine if this was maybe me doing like a historical home that had no modern electronics, but like, where's the fun in that? But I end up liking the living room for some reasons. I do have a bar in there, which I think is kind of important for the vampire pack, just because that's where you get like the vampire cure from. So if you want to move into this home and have your sim be like a vampire hunter or something, like you're gonna need the bar. I think also if you're trying to live like an aristocratic vampire lifestyle, then you're definitely gonna need like the bar as well. So you see here, I'm also switching out a lot of the lights. I was using a lot of like kind of like Victorian lights that we got with this pack, and I was swapping a lot of them out. I really like that light. I hate how yellow it is, and that's just like one of the things in The Sims 4, which in the build mode that I do complain about. Like, it's one of the few things I complain about, because other than that, like, build mode in The Sims 4 is perfect. But a big issue is that you can't change the lighting in build mode. You have to go into live mode to do it, and I'm like, that's so annoying. The master bedroom also, I just had this whole idea of what I wanted to do, and it looks a little weird. So like, anyone who downloads this and like wants to like get rid of the furnishing in the bedrooms, I won't be offended. Like, I get it. I did some weird stuff. Another thing about this build that I have conflicting feelings on is this main hallway here. When you first walk in, is so small, it's so weird. And I was trying to like, in the original home, there's like a weird entranceway too. And like, I don't know why I was like, oh, I need to be faithful to that. Like, who wants that? But I do end up really enjoying parts of the floor plan here. I think I think I love building Victorians, as you guys have probably noticed by now. Most of my builds are Victorians, 19th century. And I also love occult play, which is part of the reason why I love the Vampires pack, as well as Realm of Magic. Realm of Magic, Vampires, and Strangerville are actually 3 of my favorite packs. I know that is a controversial opinion. I know some people hate Strangerville, and I know some people hate occults. And then I know there are some valid complaints that don't stem from the things, such as Strangerville. There were some really messy builds in that pack. Will not disagree. And it's probably because also I love building, so I don't really think about some of the Homes EA builds. I generally knock them down. Even the ones that I'm like, oh, that's kind of nice, I'm like, bye. Just because, I like building. But in Strangerville, it's just like, weird. Some weird stuff with the building. And then some people complain about the gameplay. I love the gameplay in Strangerville. Some of my favorite gameplay. And I know some people complain if you start a new save file, you either have to solve the mystery or just exist with it. I'm like, I'm fine with just existing with it, but that's because I don't think it's I'm fine with people running around they're on heroin or something. I don't know. It makes me feel like I'm at home, okay? If you guys don't know this, I think I've mentioned here, I actually work in substance abuse. And heroin addicts do not act like the Strangerville people. That is just a very distasteful joke I like to make. It's me just coping with my life. Anyways, moving on to the complaints about Realm of Magic. I know some people, I've heard one complaint time and time again where people say they feel like the gameplay was a little too easy. And I'm not going to complain too, I'm not going to say that's an unfair complaint, but I will say it's still far more in depth than what we got in this Sims 3, where if you made a witch or a cult sim, I just feel like they had their powers, and you're there was no learning, there was no so, as well as I love the world we got with Realm of Magic. It is very small, and I will say even though it is once again kind of Victorian inspired, it's definitely more of the end of the Victorian period where we get into this style of architecture known as Art Nouveau. It doesn't really work with some of the other 19th century kind of inspired architectural elements. We have you can't super mix and match a lot of them. I mix and match a lot of Strangerville, Realm of Magic, Vampires, and Discover University, and there's some of it that goes so well together, and then sometimes you're yeah, this is not working. And what it does some from some issues that each pack has itself. For example, in Discover University, some of those items that we got, build and buy mode items, they're so massive. The windows, I love the windows, but they're just slightly too big. And then in Vampires, I feel some of the windows are just a little too small. And then Strangerville, I love Strangerville, but some of them come in weird colors. The windows, they don't come in a basic black swatch. They do come in a nice white, and then a nice off-white, but it's one of those things where if you're gonna build and mix and match, you probably couldn't at least mix together Strangerville with Realm of Magic, which is upsetting, but you can definitely mix Vampires with them, which is not the end of the world, which I do use a lot in this build. You're gonna see I have a lot of a lot of stuff from Realm of Magic, as well as a lot from Discover University. One issue I also hate about the Discover University, which I did not notice while taking screenshots, is the way the windows are set up, like, you can kind of see it here. The bottom of the windowsill, like, peeks through the curtains. And I'm like, that's so obnoxious. Why did they do that? Once again, though, it just kind of, makes you realize, like, I don't know. Sometimes you just really can't mix and match the way you want. I left those curtains, though. I'm fine with it. I'm not, like, super mad. I'm not like, this ruins my build. But it definitely makes me a little like, okay, thanks, EA. And I just wonder if it's just, like, an oversight. Like, they didn't, I don't know. It's like one of those odd things that happens. Anyways, that was just me complaining a little. Sorry about that. I try not to complain too much on my channel here. And not to say that there isn't, like, validity in, like, what a lot of the complaints that there are against The Sims 4. But, like, I don't know, I just don't like complaining. It's just, I try not to complain too much. I feel like I complain a lot in my personal life, and I am very unhappy about that, so I try to be a little bit more positive here. As you see here, this is, like, once again, behind the living room, that little area there, so it gets a little strange. Like, I move like, some of the skill building things over there. Once again, like, I also just, like, want my Sims to have things to do, so I try to add a lot of different things. But you'll see, yeah, I put a bathroom here. This bathroom ends up later having the laundry day stuff in it. There's a little closet here where every home I build, I try to put that box of decorations down, because if not, then there's, like, really no way to take decorations off your house. And, like, I notice decorations sometimes just show up on holidays, like, on their own, and not to be that person, but I don't want that. Either I'm gonna put up the decorations, or there's gonna be no decorations. Like, I don't want no automatic shit, so I like having the box around, so that I can just, like, press on, like, take down decorations. So I try to include that in every build I do. If I forget it, because there's probably a few I have forgotten it in, I do apologize. But this is, like, one of the things I've noticed. I was actually reading an article the other day that was, like, the perils of owning too much Sims 4 DLC. And I was like, actually, I agree, because, like, sometimes it's great, because it's I love being able to mix like the club system with different packs, you know, make a vampire club, make a sports team with it, you know. But then on the flip side, another issue though you get is you just built a beautiful vampire mansion that's now gonna have Valentine's Day decorations, which on one hand is very quirky and very, like, in line with, like, the Sims franchise. But then on the other side, like, you're like, I don't always want that for all of my Sims. Like, not all of my Sims are fucking weirdos like me, believe it or not. So, I don't know. Just something to think about, I guess. Anyways, probably have a few more minutes before I'll wrap up, and then we'll get into the screenshots. So just some updates, I guess, with my channel. I feel like my upload schedule has slowed down a little. Partially has to do, I've been very busy, and I get home from work and stuff, and I'm just exhausted. Also, I've been very busy, like, just like my outside life, my personal life. It's got a lot going on. Like, nothing super bad. A lot of it's actually really good. But, like, because of that, it does affect my schedule. But also, like, I have not too many followers right now, and none of them seem to be super, like, upset when I don't upload every week. So I guess, like, I'm in that really good soft spot right now where, like, I'm still completely irrelevant. So I can post a video and then, like, disappear for a week. Love that for me. I also am glad because, you know, I'm also not here to be super, like, famous and stuff, so I'm just here to have fun. But anyways, I'm gonna wrap up around now. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to check out some of my other content, and I'll see you in the next one. And make sure to download this off the gallery, if I can speak. Ugh.